What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of K Fave Talks. I'm Owen. I got my co-host Thomas and Ethan with me today. Unfortunately, our other co-host Logan yet again cannot make it. Hopefully, he can be back in the next episode. But we do have his predictions for the Elimination Chamber, like the whole PLE, and so we'll share those. So obviously, this is our prediction episode. We are predicting tomorrow's event, which is the Elimination Chamber. Obviously, last year we had when Cena turned heel. Pretty big moment. I enjoyed it. But that's the past. We're here now to talk about this year's events. So, to start off, we're going to get the women's championship match out the way. We've got Becky versus AJ Lee for the championship. Thomas, we'll start with you.
Yeah, not the women's championship necessarily. The women's intercontinental championship. Get your
Big
belts right.
Dan can't even get it right.
But yeah,
I just didn't want to mumble,
I'm
stutter over my
a
words.
believer on this show. I feel like I've made that known. I think she's the greatest women's wrestler of all time. It's not just me saying it. Everybody says it. Sports Illustrated, Bleacher Report, and so on and so forth.
Cite your sources.
Yeah, uh, gonna be a good match for sure. WWE has done a good job of building this rivalry since AJ Lee has returned about 5 or 6 months now, I believe. Since she's been back,
Yeah.
came back in September, returning at Chicago. So very fitting that this match is in Chicago, her and her husband CM Punk's hometown, who we'll get to him in just a minute here. But really looking forward to it. And my pick for this match is should be no surprise to anybody. Going with Becky Lynch, and the reason I'm picking her is because I think that if AJ Lee is going to beat Becky Lynch for this Intercontinental Championship, that the moment to do it is not at Elimination Chamber, but at WrestleMania, so that they can continue to build that feud and have it culminate in a match at WrestleMania in Las Vegas. And if AJ Lee does win, it'll simply be because of the fact that it's in Chicago and would get a loud pop. Not saying she doesn't deserve it, because I think if they do have a match at WrestleMania, then that is when AJ Lee will win it, and rightfully so. But I think the move for tomorrow in Chicago is to have Becky Lynch retain and then again further build that rivalry to Mania.
For me, I actually think AJ Lee is gonna win. You
Boo!
know what? I didn't boo you. Anyway, I think AJ Lee is gonna win because obviously they are in Chicago. So I think that'll get a really big pop. But whenever Becky Lynch doesn't get her way, she's like, I'm gonna contact my lawyers and all this other stuff. So I think what's gonna happen is is that Becky will lose, and then she's gonna be like, I contacted my lawyers and I get a rematch at WrestleMania. I just feel like that makes more sense, um, storyline wise and character wise. So yeah, my pick is AJ Lee to win, because it is in Chicago and it just makes sense for that whole lawyer bit. But yeah, I don't think Becky's winning. You know, the mid so-called best women's wrestler is not winning.
Wow. Thomas, you got a
The rage
rebuttal
bait
for that?
didn't work.
No, I just can't help but smile because it's just not true. So,
Dang it, the rage bait didn't work.
not even worth addressing it. We'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see when
Hmm.
the man is standing tall. I'll get to say I told you so.
And so will I when AJ Lee walks out with the title.
Wrestlers never win in their hometown.
That's not entirely true at all.
Not never, but like, come on. Randy lost at Backlash to John. Rey Mysterio always loses in San Diego. Like, they can't be playing
Punk
favorites
beat
with
Cena
AJ.
in Chicago several times.
Thanks for that, Ethan.
You're welcome.
Anyway, uh, I will agree with one of you.
Well, that's good news, at least.
I agree with Thomas.
Dang it, Owen.
I think
Yes.
Becky
Dang it.
walks out. I mean, yes, the pop will be tremendous.
Gosh, Owen,
The
we're brothers. What happened?
yeah, that has never stopped you. But the pop will be cool for AJ, yes. But she just has to win it at Mania. I'm sorry. I feel like that's the move, is have AJ win it at Mania. Plus, I just thought of this, and it'd be a cool idea. Ethan's bringing up the whole lawyer bit.
Yeah,
Why doesn't AJ do it?
because that's not a character.
Well, she could very easily be like, well, Becky, I called my lawyers. She could very easily do that. But
Right.
I think Becky walks out champ so that way AJ can win it at Mania. I feel like they
I
just
think too, and this is kind of like a radical idea, but I was actually kind of thinking about this earlier. Is you have Becky win the belt tomorrow, and at Mania, obviously another singles match would be phenomenal, but obviously AJ and Becky are in this rivalry, and then you look around the rest of the division. Natty and Maxine are in a rivalry as well, so that very could easily be a fatal four way. I feel like for the IC at Mania again, probably would be another singles match,
yeah.
but that was just kind of something I was throwing around in my head. It's like, wait a minute, like that kind of could be a possibility potentially, but well, that remains to be seen. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but just something that came to mind.
Yeah, it could be that would be interesting. I just don't see it happening. But yeah, I think Becky has to win so AJ can win it. I feel like if they don't, if AJ wins, it's only to be like, hey, look, she got the Chicago, she won Chicago, woohoo! Look at the
Yeah,
hometown fans, you know. But
that's exactly what's gonna happen.
I just feel like that's the only reason, though.
But to
It's the only
come in
reason
and
you
win
need.
a singles match, and what it's been 10 years, right? She said since she's done a singles
Yeah.
match. 'Cause I know she
Mm,
had the mixed tag with her and Punk, and
mm-hmm.
then Seth, obviously still injured, and Becky. But I don't know. It just feels kind of unrealistic to me.
Thank you.
I guess is the way I'll put it. For her to come back after 10 years, walk in and beat the greatest of all time, regardless of whether it's her hometown or not.
I agree.
Go ahead, Ethan. Sorry, again, did not mean to cut you off. I
Oh no, that
apologize.
that I already said it. I was like, that's the only reason you need is that it's a hometown. It's been 10 years.
And that'll move us on to the next match of our prediction. Obviously, these are not in the exact match card. Like
I don't even think they've
I
actually
don't know
released the
the
match
order.
card order.
Yeah, I don't know the order it's going to be in. We're just going off of interest. So next we have CM Punk versus Finn Balor.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll start with Ethan on his prediction for this match.
CM Punk.
And
CM
moving
Punk.
right,
Dude,
What? I didn't hear a
I
single
didn't
one of
hear
you.
you either.
I said he was quick with it. I
Yeah,
said CM Punk like lightning fast.
Yep, CM Punk. And I'll say why. Because Finn Balor is like the sort of in between rivalry where you know that he's just not going to win. It's not happening. It'd be cool if he does, but it's not going to happen because they've already set up the story and the personal reasons for the match with Roman at Mania. So it's not happening. Finn is not winning. Plus hometown. Punk walks in and walks out with the title. I mean, there you go.
Yeah, I feel like we're probably all gonna agree on this, I would imagine, unless Owen somehow disagrees. But I agree with you, Ethan. CM Punk, as badly as I want it to be Finn Balor deserves to be world champion. Obviously, had the unfortunate injury the one time he was world champion, had to relinquish the belt, and his first match against CM Punk on Monday Night Raw. You know, we all watched it together when we were hanging out on Martin Luther King Day when we had school off. That was a absolutely phenomenal match. You know, that was in front of Finn's home crowd. Now you shift to CM Punk's home crowd in Chicago. The pop for him is going to be crazy. And Finn Balor now using his old entrance theme full time now, so I get a big pop for that as well. You know, you have two of your biggest superstars um, in the company going against each other for this World Heavyweight Championship. But unfortunately, I think Finn Balor is going to get hit with a go to sleep, and he's going to be looking up at the lights for a 3 count. Punk walks out in the same way he walked in as World Heavyweight Champion. Would love a Finn Balor win, though, more than anything in the world.
I am going to have to agree with you guys. I think Punk wins.
Reluctantly, I can tell.
Yeah, I would love for Finn to win.
Hmm.
I just don't see it. I think either two things will happen. One, Finn will be in the main event of WrestleMania. It'll be a triple threat.
Would love that.
I would love that
I
too.
would love it, but it's not happening. We'll get into that later, though.
Or, I know Ethan won't like this, and this won't make sense, but Dom turns on Finn. I feel like those are the only two. Like, I feel like those are the only two matches Finn can really have at Mania. Is either against Dom or in the main event WrestleMania. I
So
just
funny that you say that because, well, we were not able, or at least I wasn't. At least I can't speak for you guys. Um, not able to watch Monday Night Raw this past weekend.
we
One of
couldn't.
my friends was texting me updates about it. My good friend Amari, and he just texted me. First thing he says, "Dom turning on Finn on Saturday," and so instantly I reply like, "What? Why?" Come to find out through the text thread that, and later on videos on Instagram of Raw recap and whatnot, that during a segment backstage with the Judgment Day, Dominic Mysterio was upset that whenever he had lost his Elimination Chamber qualifying match to Javon Evans, that the rest of the Judgment Day, JD McDonough, Finn Balor, were not, out ringside trying to distract and help him get the win. And to which Finn Balor replied, whenever he went against Punk in Belfast, he was alone and he held his own. So that Dominic just needs to grow up because Dominic wanted them ringside versus Penta when he defends his Intercontinental Championship on Monday Night Raw this week. And so they're kind of laying the groundwork for that. So I 100% agree with you. That could happen. It could happen as soon as tomorrow, and would set up a, I would call generational feud, because you have two of the best wrestlers on the men's roster who also happen to be in the same faction going against each other. I think that would be a phenomenal storyline. In addition to, you kind of have like a Brian Danielson type role where he comes in as the third guy in that triple threat world championship match as the underdog, and is kind of the guy that everybody's rooting for and wants to see win. So, yeah, I think you can't go wrong either way, but I would not be shocked based on the information I was told, like I said. And not that my friend Amari is an insider or anything, but he actually watched it, and you could see their body
Mm-hmm.
language and everything, and kind of see that story building to have Dominic turn on Finn.
Mm. And
My
our
one issue,
go ahead,
my
Ethan.
one issue is that there's not enough tension between the two for that to happen. They had more tension like around Mania last year, because they were in a match together in the Fatal 4-Way for the title. I think it was IC title. They had more tension in that than in the build up to that than they do now. So that's why the turn just doesn't make sense. If they were going to do the turn, they should have done it already.
And before we move on to the other two matches, I would like to say, Logan, I'm sorry. We forgot to say that he sent in his predictions, and he also picked Punk. So as of right now, pretty unanimous decision from the Kayfabe Talks crew that Punk's walking out.
Do you
But
know what he said for Becky?
Yes, I do. Ethan, you are all alone. He also picked Becky Lynch.
Hey.
The Punk.
What if I'll be wrong and Ethan's right and he's just gonna gloat about it in our
I
recap
know.
on Sunday?
I know. That's what worries me. But
Then maybe just pick the right answer.
as of right now, even the second biggest Punk fan I know is pick Becky. Ethan, you're all alone.
Well, he also said that Shayna Baszler was good. So.
Okay, well, we're not getting back into that now.
Not never again, please.
The only
Sorry,
good,
this is. I
Hot
don't
takes
like that take.
these
yeah,
days.
yeah. Save it for the hot takes episode coming sometime soon or later. I don't know when the episode will come.
We
Anyway,
need to do it to get our followers to send us hot takes. That would be a good like Instagram poll.
that would
Okay.
one day though. So our next match is the Women's Elimination Chamber match. I do not have the participants listed up,
I
but
do.
Thomas, you say the participants, and then we'll go with Ethan to say his prediction first.
All right, so the 6 women in the Elimination Chamber are Tiffany Stratton, Rhea Ripley, Alexa Bliss, Asuka, Kiana James, and Raquel Rodriguez.
And Ethan?
He's contemplating.
I know.
Either Tiffy or who was the other SmackDown ones?
Kiana James
Alexa Bliss.
and Alexa Bliss, yes.
Okay, well then Tiffy is my pick because the the ones on Raw already have a set schedule, you know. So it's best to keep them on that schedule for now on the build to Mania. And also if it wasn't Tiffy, I would say maybe Rhea. She's already another powerhouse to go against Jade. The problem is we've already seen a Tiffy versus Jade match, and I don't think that was really received very well, if I remember correctly. So it's going to be interesting, to say the least. But at the moment, Tiffy is my pick.
I think Tiffany Stratton is going to win as well. And the reason I think so is because of what you just said. She's already wrestled Jade Cargill before, so they have history there. Jade Cargill was who beat her. I believe it was that Saturday night's main event in November to take away that women's world title from her. So, you set up a match at the most important premium live event in all of WWE, WrestleMania in Las Vegas. And, as much as I'm not a big Jade Cargill fan, her championship match against Jordan Grace was pretty good, I think. And, you add in an athlete who has the high caliber of Tiffany Stratton, to work in the ring with her. I think that could be a really good match. Definitely not going to main event night one, as the main event of night two is already set, but should be a high quality match, I believe. And with Rhea Ripley, I would say she is the second favorite after Tiffany Stratton, but I just don't see her doing it because she already has the women's tag team titles with her partner Io Sky, and so she'll probably be at WrestleMania defending those, I would imagine, unless they do
Mm-hmm.
a shock upset before that, which I don't really see happening. But you never know; anything can happen. WB is very unpredictable. But yeah, so my pick is Tiffany Stratton. I had kind of an alternate pick in my head earlier. Raquel Rodriguez, and just thinking about how cool it would be if Liv Morgan goes on to beat Stephanie Vaquer, who she chose on Monday Night Raw to face for her world title at WrestleMania, and then Raquel Rodriguez win the Chamber, and then go potentially beat Jade Cargill, and then both members of the Judgment Day both have belts. But again, that's just fantasy booking, wishful thinking. But I do think Tiffany Stratton will win this match and eventually go on to wrestle Jade Cargill at WrestleMania in Las Vegas.
Interesting, interesting, interesting.
Oh, and I think too, Ethan, I'm interested to see what you say for this because I was going to say it for the men's when we get here into a second. Who you think the final two are going to be? Because looking at this, I honestly think it could be Tiffy and Raquel.
I was gonna say Tiffy and Rhea, because Rhea is the most popular women's star at the moment. You have Tiffy beat her, who already is like both like a strong kind of wrestler, and then you got Tiffy looking strong going in against Jade. But Raquel also works too.
This is gonna hurt. And as much as I want to say Alexa Bliss is winning, I know she is not.
Hmm.
Because my pick is Tiffany Stratton as well. Just
So
makes too
Logan,
much.
the one who differed from us.
Yes.
What do you say?
Logan picked Asuka, which would be cool. I won't be mad at it.
No,
Not
I
lying.
think
It won't
I think
happen.
Kyrie's.
Yeah, it
It
won't
would be
happen.
cool if Kyrie Sane interrupts the match and attacks Asuka, but it'd be better if she was in the match doing it.
Okay. So I picked Tiffy. It just makes too much sense. Again, I would love Alexa Bliss to win. But one, Kyrie Sane is not going to come out and attack Asuka
I said it'd be cool.
because Charlotte's going to do it and attack Alexa Bliss.
I don't
She's
know.
Is
going
I'm
to
that
not too
betray her.
sure.
the
She's
match?
she's going to betray her and then they'll fight at Mania.
That would
Nah, I
be
think they've already made up.
You say that, but hey, friends backstab.
Yeah, Thomas, look out.
Yeah, Thomas, look out.
uh-oh. Because he picked Becky doesn't mean that he can screw me over somewhere else. So we'll have to see. Gotta keep my eye out for that.
But again, it just makes too much sense for Tiffy to win. Like it has to be. I feel like
Hmm.
Raquel would be cool. Like I like what was it Thomas said about
Yeah,
Liv and Raquel
if they were both
having
champions, that'd be
yeah, that'd be
awesome.
cool. Asuka, I think she could put up a good match with Jade, but as much as I like Asuka, I wouldn't see her winning that match. Rhea, she's going to be in a tag match, and Kiana James,
That match would be so
that
boring.
would be so boring. I'm sure
No
Kiana James
disrespect,
is,
but she
yeah,
just got called up. She needs more time.
exactly. But my final two, I didn't think you were going to ask this, so I wasn't prepared.
Yeah, I was thinking of it for the men's, and I was like, wait a minute, I need to mention it for the women's too.
Obviously, I'm going. Tiffy's one of them. Obviously, I think it'd be interesting for Rhea, but I feel like you want to get that shock value, so Rhea's probably not going to be it. But I wouldn't be surprised. Same with Raquel, wouldn't be surprised. But part of me really wants to say Kiana, just so it could be like oh my god, could she do it? But I think it could. It's probably going to be like Oscar, or they might do what happened with Punk and John, but with Alexa Bliss and Charlotte. I
Mm.
am banking on that to happen, apparently. But
So you think Alexa could like potentially be about to beat Tiffy, and then Charlotte comes out and
like to be
can,
supportive
yeah,
and then does
yeah.
something, yeah.
Because whenever you're talking about Seth, for those who don't remember last year's Elimination Chamber, it looked like Punk was about to beat John Cena, book his ticket to WrestleMania, and for that title match, because obviously he was going regardless.
Mm-hmm.
But then Rollins came in, stomped him, and then John Cena, submitted him to punch his ticket, and obviously, the whole heel turn happened as you mentioned earlier. But
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, because I was thinking with Tiffany and Raquel, you have your face, Tiffany Stratton, you have your heel, Raquel Rodriguez. So, it's that classic story of good overcoming evil, books her ticket to the chamber to take on who's, I'd argue, her biggest rival. I know she's had a lot of matches with Nia Jax as well. So don't be surprised if she tries to cost her the Chamber as well, being Kiana's tag partner. But or it's not tag partner, excuse me, but being involved in that rivalry with Tiffany Stratton. Forgot Julia is Kiana's tag partner. But definitely going to be interesting for sure. And again, we're all in unanimous agreement. It will be Tiffany, except for Logan, of
Yeah, I was
course.
gonna say
Going,
except Logan.
I like the bold prediction because you never know.
Bold pit, yeah.
I got bold prediction. She ain't winning.
What's that
Book
from
it.
again?
Do perfect. Every time,
Oh yeah.
every time Kobe was going to win, like close, Garrett would go. I have a bold prediction. We ain't gonna win. I miss those days. Anyway, on to the last match. This is a bit of a shorter episode, I'm noticing.
But
But
yeah, because WWE likes to book only 4 matches of PLE now, which is
okay,
stupid.
okay. To be fair,
The Chamber, that's all you need,
I was
though.
gonna say
Like
for Elimination Chamber Royal Rumble, it makes complete sense. Those,
Okay, well they should have added at least 1 or 2 matches. Have a tag match in there, man.
they can't because Jey Uso's in the men's
yeah,
chamber.
He
yeah,
was
run
in
it
because
back.
someone else got injured.
Oh, anyway. First of
They
all,
could have gone El Grande instead.
before you know what, I'll save what I was gonna say when it gets to my turn. We'll start with Thomas on his prediction.
Yeah, so just gonna read off the men's Royal Rumble Elimination Chamber. Oh, and you just saying Royal Rumble made me think of it.
You're
Elimination
welcome.
Chamber contestants. So we have Randy Orton, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes, Javon Evans, Trick Williams, and Jey Uso, who we just brought up. And the only reason he's there, nothing against him, because obviously he is a big star, has that big push,
Hmm.
and the fans love him. But Bronson Reed, for all intents and purposes, according to a lot of reports, was supposed to win that qualifier match against El Grande Americano and Jey Uso, and unfortunately went down with a biceps injury. So, much like Braun Breaker, wish him the best in his recovery. Really sucks because I wanted a heel in this match so bad.
Hmm.
We got it in Oscar and Raquel Rodriguez for the women's, but the men's, there's just none. And it kind of makes sense to me because the champion Drew McIntyre is a heel, so you have 6 faces chasing the heel champion. But just kind of before I give my pick, want to give a little spiel here. I was very disappointed, and I told you guys that I was going to do this, so I hope this doesn't come as a surprise to you. That Logan Paul is
Oh yeah.
not in the Elimination Chamber.
Oh yeah.
Because for 2 reasons. One is what I just mentioned. There's no heels. He is heel. He knows how to generate heat like none other. And I know a lot of that doesn't have to do with his wrestling. It's just because people don't like him for all the YouTube stuff he does. But personally, I love it. And secondly is you want your big stars to, be in the match. And nothing against Javon Evans or Trick Williams, because obviously I'm happy they're in there. They get the push. Um, but you know, Logan Paul is one of the biggest superstars, if not the biggest superstar, just from a following standpoint. If you check the metrics, YouTube, Instagram, like all those social media platforms, millions upon millions of followers, and is able to have outside wrestling appeal. And what that means is, he brings eyeballs to the product that aren't necessarily wrestling fans. Like that's kind of how I got into WWE. Was I was like, oh, Logan Paul does WWE, that's cool. And so I started kind of following a bit more. And obviously now I'm a Cody Rhodes fan, and I've grown to love more than just Logan. But not seeing him in this match, I feel like it's kind of a big miss for them because he was in it last year. You had that story with CM Punk where he eliminated him in the Rumble, and then Punk eliminated him in the Chamber, and he even got elimination. He took out Damian Priest. So I think that's kind of a big miss for them. The only reason I see them kind of justifying this is hopefully he has a match with Bad Bunny at WrestleMania, because it's been reported that Bad Bunny wants to come back and wrestle again. Obviously, had a great match in Puerto Rico Backlash with Damian Priest in a street fight. Or since Bronson Reed just went down, they could take drastic measures to kind of protect the Vision as that ultimate heel faction on Monday Night Raw and put the tag team titles on Austin Theory and Logan Paul, which I think that would be a phenomenal match should they decide to do that. Whether or not they do remains to be seen. But imagine them versus the Usos, that would go crazy. So not to take up a whole segment and kind of go on a rant there, but I just feel like that needed to be said. As I personally would have loved to see Logan Paul in the Elimination Chamber, and even if he had a qualifying loss, at least he was in a qualifier. But to not put him in a qualifier to me is just insane. Like the man brings eyeballs everywhere he goes, whether it's good or bad. But in the sense of it being bad, he's a heel, so that's his job is to generate heat, and he does a very good job at it. But now to actually give my pick, I think Cody Rhodes will win this match. I think it is the most obvious choice. It is the most safe choice. And kind of to what I was saying about Jade Cargill and Tiffany Stratton, the same reason I think Tiffy will win her match is the same reason I think Cody will win his match, is because he has that history and that rivalry with Drew McIntyre. And I think you can kind of end that story at WrestleMania in Las Vegas, regardless of who wins. Obviously, I want it to be Cody because that's my guy, but I think the last two standing will be Cody and Randy, very much like it was in the King of the Ring tournament. You have a guy who is going against his mentor and Randy Orton, who obviously is kind of like a brother slash father figure. Being 4 years older than Cody, and them being good friends. So I think he takes out Randy and punches his ticket to what I hope is the main event of night one in Vegas.
Yeah, I as much as a Cody hater that I am, I do have him winning the Rumble, not Rumble, the Chamber.
What's
Um,
with you guys?
It's your fault for saying Rumble. You put that idea in our heads.
yeah, come on, Owen. um,
That was like 10 minutes ago, guys.
at the point. Anyway, yeah, as much as I hate to say it, but I think it's gonna be Cody. Just because, like Thomas said, and what I've said with Cody, not Punk and Roman. There's already that history there, and there's that story there. So it's a lot easier for them to keep on telling that. If I had a backup pick, I want to say Trick Williams. I think Trick versus Drew would just be a good match.
Absolutely.
Um, for my final two standing, I'm gonna also just say Cody and Trick. Just just so you can have like they're gonna push the new guy.
That's how I want it to be, but I think it'll be
Yeah,
Randy.
it's gonna be Cody. Mainly because they're also planning like to have it potentially their WrestleMania match to potentially have Jacob Fatu in it, which is another reason why I don't think they're gonna do a triple threat main event for Cody and Roman. I don't think they're gonna squeeze
Punk.
Finn in
Punk and Roman.
because yeah, because they're already gonna do a multi-man main event for Drew. Not main event, just multi-man title match with Drew. So yeah, I think Cody's just the right pick in this scenario. But Trick's my second pick.
Whoop that.
Before I say my pick, I like to say the Punk fan forgot Punk had a match at Mania. So everybody point and
Huh?
laugh. Yeah, you said Cody and Roman.
I meant Punk and Roman.
Everybody point and laugh. Ha 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 ha. Anyway,
John Cena's retired. Yes, what I thought. Don't laugh at me again.
The blank stare.
you're a
Continue.
monster.
It's whatever.
I don't want to say it because I know Thomas will be over the moon. But I also picked Cody Rhodes.
Yeah.
It just makes too much sense. His rivalry with Drew's not done. It's so obvious when you watch SmackDown that they're gonna wrestle each other again. So it just makes sense. Yeah, obviously it's gonna be a triple threat with Jacob.
I hope so. That match would cook.
So it just works. It makes too much sense. It's But I hope it's not gonna happen. I hope they do a switcheroo and like, oh, you thought it was that simple, and he's like the first one eliminated.
might cry if that happens.
That'd be fun.
I would be distraught.
But I just don't see it. I don't. It's gonna be Cody. Uh, my last two, I've had this thought for like at least 2 weeks. It's going to be Cody and Trick.
Hmm.
It's Trick's too over.
Oh yeah,
I
that's awesome for him. I love
I
it
would
for
not be
that.
opposed to Randy Orton and Cody though at all. I
Hmm.
think that would be awesome. But I will say LA Knight will probably be eliminated first.
Man, that would make me
Yeah.
sad too.
Either way, who else is excited to see Jay run it back at the chamber?
He said he's gonna do it too.
I
He said
know. I'm mad
he's
about that.
doing it like 4 or 5 times.
Guys, for another video, like the third one in a row, I must admit when I am wrong. Brock Lesnar will not enter himself in this match.
Maybe just don't get anything wrong next time.
Because
Yeah, come
why?
on, just do predictions
You
right.
Well,
know,
I gotta admit
it's
I'm
gonna be
wrong.
really
I
it's gonna
didn't
be
know.
really funny if AJ Lee does win it. I was going to go for another episode. I'm gonna have to
I
admit
just
I'm
won't bring
wrong.
it up.
I genuinely think, and like I'm not trying to like overhype myself or anything, but I genuinely feel really good about my picks. I think I could go 4 for 4 this match.
I'm pretty happy with my pick.
Logan picked this match as well.
Oh, jeez.
He is locking his pick in. His winner of the Elimination Chamber will be Trick Williams.
Would love that.
That is Logan's pick. I would love
Uh,
that as well. It's just not gonna happen. Like, yeah, it's not happening. Would love it though. That'd be sick. But unless
yeah,
like
and sorry, I was just gonna say I want to say something real quick too. Is that I'm not picking Cody simply for the fact that I am a Cody Rhodes fan. I just want to let it be known
he's lying.
that my preferred winners of this match, obviously Trick Williams,
Yeah,
for Gamecock reasons. That and he's just awesome.
he is
But
awesome.
my two preferred picks would be Randy Orton to go wrestle Drew, win against Drew, and get number 15,
He
or
ain't getting
LA
15.
Knight, who is well
No.
deserving of a
Heck
title.
no.
But I do think it's going to be Cody because of that story. Again, I agree with what you said in your pick. The rivalry, clearly, you watch every week, is not over. I saw it firsthand in Charlotte where Drew tried to open the show and Cody just came out and attacked him from behind and cut a ruthless promo on him,
Doesn't
saying,
sound like a
this is
baby
no win, that
face
he's
to
not going
me.
to make it to Mania. So, uh, you know, I think a triple threat with them and Fatu would be very good. And I've also seen rumors too that they could make it even a 4 or 5 man match with just all of the people who are kind of chasing Drew,
I
such as
thought
Sami
that.
Zayn, Randy Orton,
Trick.
and then throw Fatu and obviously Cody into the mix, who we
Yeah.
all three of us expect to go and win this chamber. So just want to get that out there. I'm not picking on him just because he's my guy. I would much rather see Randy or LA win. I think they're more deserving, but because of the way the story's going, and that's not to say Cody isn't deserving, because obviously he's kind of built up that resume since he's come back to WWE.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a couple years ago now, going on 4 years since he's been back, built up that elite degree of wrestling, and deserves to again be in the title picture. I know you guys probably don't agree with that, but that's my take.
I, I just don't want Cody to win. I know he's going to. Then we gotta hear it from Thomas.
Yeah, I was telling y'all last night, if or I said not if, but when he wins, that I
Someone's
and I'm
confident.
for this, but that I will be insufferable until WrestleMania. And even if
That's
he wins at
true.
WrestleMania,
He
I'll just
did say
continue to
that.
be insufferable. So I just want to let it be known. If I'm acting out of pocket, that's why.
All right, now on to the next final prediction. Who was in the box?
Danhausen.
Yep, that's exactly right. Anyway, good.
Logan
Yeah, it's
also
definitely
said
Dan.
Danhausen. Just putting
Yeah,
that out there.
So I
it,
was
it,
listening to Chris Van Fleet today, world-renowned wrestling podcaster, and he also said that he thinks it's
our
Danhausen. It
competition.
seems that's a general consensus. Again, I'm still holding out hope for Chris Jericho, but I'm just delusional, so
You're
don't
very
listen to me.
delusional.
I can
Sorry.
hope.
Yeah,
I can dream.
it's also it's Danhausen because I think his contract like just ended as well with
Let's find out.
AEW. So
Let's find out,
So
shall we?
Van Fleet was saying that he hasn't wrestled in AEW since like 2023.
It's been a long
yeah,
time.
there's nothing for him to do.
So they just ran his contract out and had him do nothing.
Pretty much.
That's
Damn, that's
AEW
crazy.
for you.
Well,
And to
at
think
least
one
he
of
was
the
still
you know,
getting
like
paid by
more
AEW
W.
instead of just being let go.
Yeah, but then he just wasted the past like 3 years.
He does indie stuff
Ooh.
because AEW allows that. Thomas, who else? Who did Chris Van Vliet
Hold
pick for
on.
the match?
First, I want proof. Show proof. Chris Jericho's still on the site.
It's AI, bro. It's AI. I saw the Star watermark. You can't fool me, AEW.
No, and it ends like in a little bit, I think, or
I'm
something
just
like that.
saying.
Yeah, but
Oh,
they said
I'm
Jericho's
not saying
in,
you're
like
wrong.
December, and that obviously wasn't true.
Should be
But to
interesting.
answer your question though, Van Fleet picked Tiffany Stratton and Cody Rhodes. And then for Punk he picked Punk, and then AJ and Becky he picked AJ.
Ha! I'm not alone.
Yeah.
Whatever,
It's
bro.
such an unenthusiastic
Oh my
kid.
god. What if it's Keith Lee?
Not Keith Lee.
Keith Lee, guys. Let's see. I'm trying to see who else like. This isn't going to help because I don't remember anyone from the roster. So I don't know why I'm still
It's
looking.
just Triple H. He's gonna be like, "Welcome to a new era.
Yeah,
Welcome to
I'm sure it's going to be
WWE
something really dumb.
Elimination Chamber."
Maybe it's Demon Finn Balor.
It's Vince McMahon.
They wouldn't say keep it closed. It'd be Balor would have said it by now.
Imagine it's
It's Vince
Shane.
McMahon. He's
Imagine we just
back.
hear, "Here comes the money, here comes the
Mm.
money, 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 money."
Nah, it's just gonna be like the people from Saudi, and they're gonna be like, every PLE is gonna be at Saudi Arabia next year.
Please no.
Anyway, so Thomas said something. Thomas said back when he went to SmackDown in Charlotte. Well, soon he'll be saying when SmackDown was in Colonial Life Arena. They finally announced they'll be back, and we can probably go.
Probably. We better go.
I know. I hope we
Yeah, that's the
go.
plan.
The plan is we'll be there, and we're gonna have
Yeah,
an amazing time, and we're gonna see Trick Williams in his. I was gonna say hometown, but I don't
hometown.
think he's from
It is
Columbus.
hometown. He's from Columbia.
Well, in his hometown.
Big fan.
I'm
So
sorry.
Pop is gonna
I
be
know he
incredible.
played here, but we had freaking Spencer
The
Rattler who
moment
was from
they say,
Arizona. Give me a
listen, the
break.
moment they say from Columbia, South Carolina, the arena is gonna blow up.
I mean, they're gonna blow the
Not
first time they
literally.
hear the trumpets from his
Exactly.
entrance.
It's going to be an
It's gonna be
amazing night. We're going to have a blast. We haven't been to SmackDown, Ethan and I, since we went to Tennessee, which we had an episode on. Check it out. And the last time WWE was in Columbia, televised, looking at you, NXT, who books a show the same night John Cena retires? Come on, man.
Come on,
Last time,
Sean.
WWE.
Better.
last time a televised WWE event was in Colonial Life Arena. We went and we're hoping to go again. And we plan on it. But I think that's gonna wrap it up. I got nothing else to talk about. If y'all got anything, say
Yeah,
it.
I was just gonna say regarding Colonial Life, Um, you mentioned it, gonna be a homecoming for Trick Williams, gonna be super exciting. Obviously, I know you just said you're kind of unsure of if he was from Columbia, but yes, he did
Yeah, I'm sorry.
play high school football in Columbia.
Trick, I'm
Went
sorry.
on to after making a stop at Hampton University, I believe was where he was at prior to transferring to USC and playing wide receiver. Obviously, now on the big time on the SmackDown roster. My prediction is he either one opens the show, cuts a promo, plays it to the crowd, says, "I like it, let's talk about it," all that, uh, and then has a match like immediately after. Like his opponent comes to the ring, kind of interrupts him, and then they have a match. Or another possibility is that he main events the show. And it kind of as a gift, like, hey, we're in your hometown, like we know you're gonna get a ridiculous amount of pop, so here you go. Especially because the second thing I'm excited about, in addition to being Trick's homecoming, is this is the first SmackDown after the Backlash PLE in Tampa on May 9th.
Mm-hmm.
And oh, and you didn't say it, so just for our listeners who are listening, maybe interested in going to this and seeing us there, would love to run into some of you guys.
Absolutely.
Is May 15th at the Colonial Life Arena in Columbia. So, just a few days after that Backlash PLE, could potentially have a new champion. If Cody Rhodes goes on to win Elimination Chamber, like the three of us think he will, he very well could be the champion. And, Trick very well could have a match against him in the main event at that SmackDown. So, should be a fun time and very looking forward to it. I was a little disappointed that it wasn't a Raw. But then I realized, like, wait a minute, it has to be SmackDown because Trick is on SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
So hoping
Mm-hmm.
that Monday Night Raw comes back to Greenville because last year we did not go, and I regretted it very deeply
Think
because
we
my guy Logan Paul, who again deserves to be in this chamber, don't you forget it, and at the very least deserved to have a qualifier match to represent the division, opened that show and said Greenville, South Carolina, like in the intro. That was like his opening line, and then obviously they all booed him, being the heel that he is. But
I would boo him too.
hope they come back. Hope we can go to that. And just great that WWE is coming back to South Carolina.
Mm-hmm. Ethan, you got
Hopefully we
anything?
see champion Cody. I know
Yep.
I would love that.
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens because it is right after Backlash. So we're gonna see the start of a new rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a new champion. Probably not, but maybe.
Please, if Cody walks into Backlash champion, make him lose.
Um,
We're gonna make him lose that quick after Mania.
yeah, it's gonna be
It's
interesting because what's the PLE after this? After Backlash? Do we know?
uh,
Clash in Italy.
mm.
Clash in Italy is like
Mm,
May 31st, I think,
Guys, we're
because
getting
they moved
Santino
Mania back.
Morella.
So yeah,
what did
we're gonna
any
see the build up to Clash in Italy.
We're getting Santino Morella.
Morella or Morella? Oh, I'm thinking of Santina Morella.
To my point too, just about Trick, because obviously I saw him in Charlotte, but he cut a promo, and I imagine there's no way they don't make him have a match where whether it's singles, whether he's involved in
Mm-hmm.
triple threat, tag team matches, whatever. Obviously, it would more than likely be a singles match, but just any capacity, I imagine he is wrestling. So really looking forward to seeing him in the ring the first time.
Mm-hmm.
Agreed.
And hopefully get to see Cody wrestle again as well, especially if he's champion. That'd be awesome because again, saw him cut a promo in Charlotte, saw him have a run in on Drew, but got to see that Crossroads and Cody Cutter in the ring.
Who said he's gonna wrestle?
I'm saying I hope he does, and then Randy as well because he was on the poster that Colonial Life's account posted on the announcement, so I expect him to be there as well. Hopefully,
Hope
get to see him
so.
at RKO. I saw two in Charlotte. I'd love to see at least one or two more in Columbia.
Mm-hmm. I think that's gonna do it. I've got
Yep.
nothing else. Thomas, you got
Again,
something?
hoping to go 4 for 4, man. I'm due for a good weekend.
I
Wrestling God, please.
We're all due for a good weekend after how awful our predictions were for the qualifying matches have been.
I don't know what y'all talking about.
Two of us are gonna go 4-0, and one of us will be 3-1. It's okay.
Who's he talking about?
True.
Ethan, because the man is gonna be standing tall.
Ethan looks like he's about to get.
Look on Owen's face.
No,
Ethan,
not at all.
Ethan looks
It's
like he's
not
about
gonna
to get.
happen in the slightest.
Ethan looks like he's about to get abducted by aliens. Anyway, you got a
Oh, because
glare.
of the light. Yeah, I don't know how to.
Anyway, that's gonna wrap it up for today, guys. If you made it this far, if you somehow follow us on Instagram, Kayfabe Talks, obviously, and hit the like and subscribe. Or if you're listening to this on Spotify, follow us there too. But we'll hope you guys enjoy the Elimination Chamber, and we'll see y'all next time. Peace.